verse 34. When Esau was 40 years old, he took Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, to be his wife, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. And they made life bitter for Isaac and Rebekah. Okay, not for Elon Musk. Elon the Hittite. Okay, Musk is not a Hittite. So yes, 40 years old, like Isaac was when he got married. See the difference. Okay, the difference here is that Abram sent, after the death of his wife, he sent his servant to go and get a wife for Isaac amongst his clansmen. Abram, as the father in that culture ought to do, he made sure his son is not going there, his son's not getting married to a local, his son is getting married with one from his kinsmen. He was arranging the marriage. Isaac was supposed to do this for Esau, like they're actually going to do for in a certain sense, ultimately for Jacob, but in a very small sense, not the right sense either. But he is supposed to have done this for his son. Why is he not doing it? What is the reason that Isaac did not do what he was supposed to do? Now we've seen a number of times how Isaac was kind of not strong and easily giving in to. Now we know that he loved Esau, right? It's stated in the Bible. And yes, I know sometimes, well, not sometimes, but lots of parents think that love means you just allow for your child to explore and to do whatever he wants to. Right? I love my child, so if my child wants to eat cake at midnight, let him eat cake at midnight. If that means he's going to get toothache or stuff like that, that's part of it. But he wants to eat. I mean, we know that's not the best time of night to eat it for a child, right? Or if my child wants to put his hand in the fire, I know that I love my child. Okay, so I know I don't want him to put, because I know what's going to happen if he puts his hand in the fire. Now, if you say, no, I don't want to stop my child because he needs to learn himself. So let him put his hand. He's going to burn. He's going to hurt. Man, how can you say you love your child? Then you need to go to the hospital with it. I mean, that's stupid. But lots of people actually do think like that. That they just think love is allowing for the other person to do whatever the other person wants. So I don't want to intrude on dear Esau here. Let him find his own wife. If he falls in love with someone, let him marry then out of love. Okay? I had no choice, I had to. We saw that he said that he loved Rebekah, so that ought not to have been a problem. It's like, oh, my father chose for me, so I don't want to choose for my son because I didn't love my wife. No, that didn't happen. I know that's the kind of a reaction that sometimes happens. My father did this, and therefore now I do the opposite kind of idea, right? But this is not what is happening here, because we don't see that he had a problem with Rebekah, unlike Jacob later was going to have with Leah, right? So I think this is just this concept of maybe a pre-modern concept of love, where you allow for your child to just do whatever he wants to. You don't want to intrude. Maybe that is just what, I can't say for sure, but maybe this is what's happening here. Maybe this is the reason why. But that's not love. And as we're going to see, ultimately, these girls are going to give them a headache for both Isaac and Rebekah. They're going to be a headache, his wives. So it's not right. It's not good. So first, the problem didn't lie with Esau per se. The problem started with Isaac not taking care, not getting the wives for his son, or at least a wife for his son, by derelicting his duty. So if your child turns out bad, yes, if he becomes a thief, he is the thief. So he is guilty, and he will be put in prison. But remember as well that if you derelicted your duty by disciplining him, then you are playing as well a big role in why he is a thief. Still, he is the one in prison, but you... Now I know you could have, sometimes people do their duty in the best way possible. You can't be a better parent, and the son or the daughter still turns into a murderer or something like that. It does happen, right? But in so many cases that it's not why. As in so many cases, the parents derelict their duty, their love for their children, or they misunderstand the concept of love, and these kinds of things happen. So we see that this chapter then ends on a sad note. Yes, there's a great note, this covenant, a reminder to the people in the desert that we have this agreement with Abimelech. We're not going to touch Abimelech as we go through, right? So that part, and God's blessings, God's reiteration of the promise, but at the same time it ends in the sad note of, you know what, Isaac didn't do what he was supposed to do. He didn't find a wife, his son went out, found himself, and these wives are going to give them